Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of our harbor construction. I did do a little bit of building off camera, as you guys can definitely see, all in the interest of just saving time, because this kind of stuff I wanted to just definitely take my time to do, because I found it a little bit tricky too, right? But in a nutshell, what I've been doing is just adding a few custom assets, and definitely check the description. I'll post them in the comment section as well. But I'll link you guys some of the cooler, bigger ones, like these tanks, like to the parking lots, like this kind of stuff, right? These factory areas. But basically, my thought with this little area here is essentially what we have right here is the makings of an internal cargo network. So we're going to be linking this up with a soon-to-be eventually created little area here. Maybe do some factories over here too. Just get some manufacturing done. And we'll link the two of these, so we're not going to connect to the outside train lines. And then this one will just kind of go, down this direction, maybe some more factories here type thing. So we could have another cargo port over there, or sorry, cargo train station. The only thing we're missing though is a connection to our external train lines with cargo trains. So I put in this train station here. I put in this cargo hub, and I kind of did this because the cargo hub that has the train tracks is part of one of the DLC packs. I think it's either Snowfall or After Dark. I don't really remember which one. But for those of you who don't have that, if you still want to bring the rails in, have a train station pretty close. That means, cargo trains are going to come in, they're going to drop off their load right here, the trucks are going to move it right down to the, the boats or whatever that are waiting, and then bada bing, bada boom. And then vice versa, like boats come in, drop off goods, they get put on a train, and then, Las Vidazain. And we did the same kind of interchange that we did before over here, just using the one-ways and like that kind of stuff, just for maximum flow through. Because this should be a pretty busy area all said and, when it's all said and done. And I wanted just one little level crossing, because I think they're kind of cool. And I brought the highway up here, because I figured, in terms of, realism, I think realistically, realistically, the highway probably would be brought up. I think, just in terms of, 'cause I don't think it makes much sense for the cargoes to go up and over too often. Even though there's this thing right here, right? So it's kind of, because in real life, you wouldn't have this. What you would have is a better signal system. So you really wouldn't need these kind of oversized interchanges. But we unfortunately don't have access to signals in this. But just to plug another game here, if you're into trains and signals and creating lines and one-ways and that kind of stuff, definitely check out Train Fever, Train Singular. It's currently out. It hasn't been out for too long. I think it's a 2015 game. Awesome game. And there's a predecessor coming out. There's a new one coming out soon called Transport Fever. Check that out. Super hype. Love those games. Okay, unrelated. So yeah, over here you can kind of see just storage areas, kind of shipping areas, right? So if we're bringing in natural gas or any liquid storage, that kind of stuff, biofuels, that's what those things are basically for. I did want to put some of these in here as well. Nice, because they look kind of cool. I think we can just get one, unfortunately. So we'll go down here where it's a little bit flatter. That's totally fine by me. And then the bulk of this is just going to be, just offices and industry, that kind of stuff. So we'll fill these kind of areas in like this. We can even put a road in between the two. We're going to have to bring some power in now just to get some functionality out of this this area. And really cool too. So at night, see how nothing's lit up because we don't have any power? Just wait till you see how well these are all spotlit, and what kind of light packs they all have. Oh my gosh, guys, you're in for such a treat here. So let's bring the lights back up. We'll bring in some power, I guess just down here for the moment. Or, oh boy, oh boy. I hate when we get indecisive like this. Sometimes what you can do is just hide these guys underneath. These are just little power boxes. And then from here, this is just super temporary. It's gonna look terrible, so don't worry about it. Hideous. Oh my goodness. Let's go up. There, just literally temporary. Until everything else kind of makes its way over. But once this gets power, look at this at night. Well, some of them got him. What's happening over here? Why aren't you guys getting power? Let's focus on this though. Look how cool that looks with the orange lighting and stuff. And the way these are all lit up now. Big, big, big fan of that. Now I wonder, what the heck's going on over here? Oh boy, we are at that magic moment. We're actually out of power. Ah, darn it. Well, that's a bit of a curveball, but not something I'm really going to worry about too much right now. So let's just extraordinarily quickly just drop in a power plant. Kind of a industrial looking one anyway. Stick that over here. That's kind of cool. There we go. More power production. No, you know what? That would probably be a little bit further down. Okay, there we go. Some spacing in between. But, otherwise, I wanted to put in some offices. I wanted to get some like height, some some variety in and around this space right here. But let's not worry too much about the zoning. Let's start worrying about just some kind of fun stuff, just for inspiration's sake. So we'll build ourselves a little train yard. We'll make ourselves a couple highway interchanges. I want one over there. I want another highway interchange to come in through here. And then we'll just kind of see what we have left for time, and then we'll just drop in some more custom buildings and this kind of stuff. But, it's just a little bit of an overview. And then I'll probably do some more building off camera after we finish this anyhow, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get enough of this done to kind of call it finished, So I'll kind of recap what I end up doing in the start of the next one. Okay, so this can... Oh, I hope that's not going a little bit off. It might actually be. I say this thing can actually go all the way up here and act as like a double little... Oh, that's actually a cool idea. Let's add 3 to this. Bring that down. I'm thinking about this. Maybe just like a little hop skipper, kind of just jumping over the highway, having maybe a little on-off right here. Yes, not out of the question. A little bit tall, though, I'd say. So we're going to have to spread things out. I'm just doing this for the sake of getting a little reference point. See, that's a little bit crooked. And that's what we were trying to avoid. So it just means that has to be fixed, which is totally doable. There we go. And we'll change our direction. We'll change the directions after. Just keep that on, though. As a gentle reminder. Now, I do want to spread these out, just for the sake of traffic. Okay, so 45-degree angle at 12 units. Going upstairs. Excellent. Okay, so further down, curve this. Magnificent. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so lovely. That's a bit of a tight turn, but you should still be able to get on and off pretty easily here. And then now this can just, pretty simply go straight up. So we'll find... Oh, 89 point. Nah, that's not really it. So let's go like this. Oh boy. Oh, look at that. We got lucky. Because 12 units, that's what I'm kind of after, right? Oops, so that's going that way. That's going in. Change that. Cool. Maybe we can have a little way off right there, too. These little in-town expressways, I'm honestly a really big fan of them. And just think of them as just a way to kind of, basically what I said is hop skip over kind of like some of the busier areas. So that's kind of fun right there. And then just for like maximum function, let's have some ways on and off here. So we'll connect these two up basically. Do our best to make this look a little bit clean and proper. Might as well. Yeah, it's not so bad. Okay, now we're not really going to get full, Actually, I mean, should we go through the effort? We probably should, right? Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so if that's the case, oh my goodness, why do I do this to myself constantly here? Alright, now I'm trying to think here. What would be the best angle of attack? It'd be kind of cool if we could do like a roundabout or something that's slightly elevated. Oh my gosh, this is becoming way too complicated. No, don't think about all this stuff. Holy smokes. in real life, what you'll sometimes see in instances like this, I'm not really going to make one because it's going to be a little bit challenging. It's not really the right spot for it. But what you would see is like little U-turn kind of points that would happen, basically right around here. Kind of like that, right? Where your middle lane would, you just hop on over, and then the inside would climb up to here. It's a little bit too compact right here, so I'm not really going to do it. I just kind of said that just for like suggestion's sake. But basically the issue I'm kind of running into right here is if we just do a simple diamond like that, there's no way for you to go this direction. Like, how do you get to that side, right? And so, I mean, what we could do is make it, kind of what we've been doing now, a little bit over the top in terms of size and everything. But I wasn't necessarily looking to do that, but I guess we might as well, right? Okay. So, one-way road sneaking through here. And we're going to have a few of them overlap, so we're going to do this a little bit oversized. Okay, so this goes up and through like this. There we go. Beautiful. B-E-A-U-T-ful. And then from here, we have one that breaks out, goes up here, and that's basically just kind of connecting to that 6-lane road, essentially. So we would like this then to be a double lane until the split. Split happens, there we go. And we go and visit here. And that just kind of works. I mean, that's interesting with the ramp. I don't know if that would be, I don't really want to have that come in, though, and then stay at ground level the whole way. Even though this might be a little bit strange. And I think in real life, what would probably happen is if this were to be connecting to here, I think this would maybe continue further in. I think you'd probably see it break off over to here. Because this is, I mean, it's a little bit odd just how short this is, right? So we're going to keep an eye on traffic and whatnot, but I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so this now needs a way to go down over to here, basically. So I think we're going to come at the merge like this, sneak on through, kind of follow the same curves as this. Oh, we can even go nice and straight, actually. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Almost, at least. Okay, so let's bring this down. Go like this. I may have to turn off the anarchy. Oh, no, okay. That connects like that. Okay, that works. And so same idea. It's a little bit odd just to go up and then go back down. But, this is kind of, that's what we're working with right here, right? So, c'est la vie. Okay, so that is fine and dandy. I maybe would like this to be a bit more stretched out. Just like that. No, still not quite what I'm after. Maybe we'll do this in a couple steps here. Let's go down to 6. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Okay, so the way up, in, now we know it's the way down, and we should be able to sneak in through here and come in, like right around that kind of spot, right? So let's give ourselves the idea of where we need to be. Oh, it's a little bit too tight in there. So we could take out that pillar right here, which I think is probably our best bet. Or we can just turn on the collision and go in with a single lane and just kind of see how that turns out. I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's probably enough room right there. So we'll turn that back off. Connect that like that. There we go. And from here, this will be tunnel. Alright, that's getting cool. And I guess we'll connect to that in just 1 second. Let's now do our way down. We're going to start this a little bit further back, though, versus this one right here. this. Dropping, ooh, actually, hold on now. Dropping that. Okay. And then now for the fun part. There we go. And there we have it, an overly complicated for no particular reason other than just for the absolute sheer fun of it. Interchange. Stretch that out. I don't know, sometimes I just have a lot of fun doing these things. Okay, so we are going now all directions, it looks like. Proper merging is happening, I believe. Let's go on this way, that's fine. Going that way, going in. The only thing we don't have here is the way to go that way. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, so we're going to do a partial cloverleaf on this side and just kind of connect that. Okay, so that's probably our best. That's our best bet. Okay, so we're sneaking in. 9. Across. Down. Wow, this is ridiculously complicated. Oh, I can make it. Yep. Perfect. Curve this, not too sharp. There we go. Okay, alright, a little bit odd, but it definitely serves a purpose. What have we just built here? It's like the most spaghetti junction I've ever... Oh boy. Well, the main thing is that it works, so let's just be happy that it does. Leave that as it is. It is magnificent. Oh my goodness. Now, can we do something a lot faster and easier over here, or maybe I can just do that one afterwards. So let me show you guys just a little bit of a fun way to kind of fill in these train yards here. Now, the easiest way to do this is to use the prop enter key, so we're going to turn that on right now. Oops, I don't hit the right thing. There we go. And so it's Shift P just to turn on and off your prop enter key, just in case you guys are wondering at home. And what am I looking for here? Right, props. So these are, for whatever bizarre reason, in my park area, but that's okay. So whenever you download a prop, it'll kind of show up in one of these little tabs here. It depends on how they're created. So what I'm looking for is basically like, you know, this kind of stuff, right? Engine locomotives, like that kind of stuff. And when you have your prop enter key turned on, you can just, you know, rotate these, find the angle you're looking for. And you really want to be doing this on a flat ground. So I would terraform, notice how we kind of did all that ahead of time, right? And again, no exact science, but just kind of think in your mind, you know, the longer the train, the more likely it is to have a couple locomotives. And you might just have a few of them just kind of hanging out back here anyway. Let's just put one of these little trains in. So 2 locomotives. Maybe this one was coming in with some oil tankers or something, so let's see if we can find one of those props. Or maybe, you know, a whole bunch of cargo containers. That's probably realistic too, right? And we're just going to do our best to line this up. It doesn't have to be, you know, 100% perfect. And you can use the prop line tool when you're using when you're doing this kind of stuff. I personally think though that the spacing isn't quite the best. So to each their own. You can use it. Not for me though. And I mean, really, you can see how I'm being a little bit picky with the angle here. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect, like I said. Just close enough that it looks like you're pretty much on the tracks here. And then as things curve, you might want to maybe curve a little bit with the rail, just slightly here. That's probably long enough right there, right? So maybe it was longer, but it maybe dropped some, you know, some stuff off, right? So that can just be hanging out right here. And then if we want just some different kind of containers, maybe on the rail right next to it. And they don't have to be like, you know, all the way at the end, right? We can just have some spacing here. Like really whatever we want, right? Okay, so just, you know, some generic stuff right here. And don't feel like they all have to be the same. You know, maybe there's some more of these ones, right? Just trying to think, you know, in real life, when you pass by a train, not everything is the same on it. Different companies are all obviously shipping different things, so they're using maybe different shipping companies too, so different, you know, different freight boxes, that kind of stuff. There we go. I mean, it's so simple, but it adds just such a nice little bit of realism, I think. So we got over here just some generic box cars. Love using these. These are so, like, you know, tell me a freight yard that doesn't have box cars, right? Perfect. Just sneak these in. And, you know, if you feel like you're a little bit off, just, you know, adjust your angle. If you need to, just, you know, bulldoze, get rid of the one before. No problem. You can see even if you're a little bit off, right? It doesn't matter that much. But just make sure you kind of curve gently with the rails, though. Otherwise, things look a little bit peculiar. And just remember, in real life, these things, they do have a pretty rugged suspension. There is a little bit of give to them as well. So there is, you know, you can obviously take a turn in a train car. So it's not unrealistic to see a train kind of hanging out like that, right? Maybe some of these have steel, you know, that's pretty cool too. Some empty ones possibly. And again, you don't have to line them up perfectly, right? Like, they don't have to be the same, you know? Imagine it's like, you know, different driver, doesn't know the distance too much or whatever. Or maybe the brakes are a little bit stronger when they were coming in on that side. Just some empty stuff. And the idea is just to be filler. Because these things, they just be sitting around waiting for goods. It's too expensive to kind of move them around constantly when they're empty, so they just would hang out here. Like, imagine you're a freight company and you've got like a deal with this yard over here, and you just kind of can just temporarily store stuff while it's not in use, and they don't really charge you for shipping or whatever. Or you give them a bulk deal. Who knows, right? There's just, you got to tell these kind of stories, otherwise the areas, they won't really make much sense to you. And then you just become a little bit more attached if you also have a story, right? So again, I mean, there's nothing, like, there's no set way to do this, right? Mix up your cars, have some fun for sure, try some stuff out. If you don't like it, just, you know, no problem. Leave it, start right on over again. And you can see sometimes it's a little bit tricky just to get the angles you're after. So no problem if sometimes you need to take a little breather, you know, stand up, take a little walk around, get away from it. Because sometimes, yeah, it really is tricky. With a little finer details, right? A little finer wiggles, as it were. Okay, so let's put in some oil tankers, because I'm a big fan of these things. And we would see tons of these for sure. Cities need tons of oil. It's crazy how much they actually use. And these would be, of course, you know, for like gas stations and like that kind of stuff too, right? Not just for, you know, general buildings or anything. Okay, so we're definitely going to do a few rows of these. Oh, that's so cool. Big fan of that. Able to switch up the types again. But we can have, maybe right next to it, a big, like, you know, 2 long train sets of only tanker cars. I mean, especially if your city has an airport or like a military base, like that kind of stuff, you're going to see so much fuel go in. So if you look at the train yards that are, you know, if you happen to live one of those, near one of those, just, if you start noticing it, you'll just be like, holy smokes, that's a lot. Especially when you think about how much each train car can hold type thing. Okay, so we're just, you know, mixing it up. Making longer trains, because in real life trains are extraordinarily long. Because it's so efficient, right, to ship stuff via rails. It's like once you get the speed up, right, like you just, you know, trains is just not that, they're not that bad on the gas, you know? They're pretty fuel efficient. Okay, so that's cool, right? We haven't really done much. All we've done is just add a few little just train props, and look how much more real this feels. Quite like this. Big fan. So I think you guys maybe get the idea for this. I'm trying to think of some more stuff we can just really quickly drop in and do here before we run out of time. Maybe we can drop in on some more assets or whatever. Oops, poor game is starting to think here. Okay. So some more custom stuff, and again, I'll be linking these things for you, like the cooler ones I've been using. let's build ourselves some more factory stuff. So I've got a whole bunch of these kind of, you know, factory yards. Let's see if we can sneak some of these in over over here. Oh wow, I love when that kind of stuff just fits. It's like such a great feeling. So over here, just places for, you know, just generic factories. And then I've also got a few really cool, oh gosh, where are they? Oh, of course. Over here. Different fuel tanks, different types of factories. Let's put in some of these. These are branded ones too, so these are the Shell brand. So if you want just a little bit more realism, you can kind of see right here. Some name brand companies, that's kind of cool. Maybe these would be along here. And I know there are actually some, I don't think I have it downloaded, but there's some pipes assets out. So if you want, you can make yourself like a little pipe yard or whatever, kind of just big kind of infrastructure stuff, which is kind of cool, I think. And so what I do when I use these things is I'll, like, you know, team them up with these smaller ones right here, and we'll put this thing, say, pretty close by, and it's like this would be where your trucks would come in, maybe drop off their load. This would all be connected to these tanks, and you just kind of, you know, have your like stuff cycled through like that. And that's really cool how this kind of goes downhill. Oh my gosh, this game has its moments where it just, oh, I love it. Alright, so again, just some more tanks, mixing some stuff up here. This will become kind of a concrete area anyhow. Let's actually move that over and bring another road in, because we're going to use the surface painter to go over top of some of the areas here, just to get a little bit more life and kind of realism out of it. There you go, that's kind of fun. So just little things like this, right? Just add that extra little bit of realism. And unfortunately, these people need water. But again, we'll worry about that stuff afterwards. Like, don't let those kind of things stress you. Let me just cruise through here and see if there's anything else we can use rather quickly. Even plazas are always pleasant to use too over here, right? Just because it's really industrial doesn't mean it can't be nice looking at the same time. So maybe a couple of these right there next to that. That fits really well. Oh, how about that? That fits there as well. Look at that! Just little things like this tie the area in together. I think it all comes together rather nicely. Okay, so let's press play, and we should now possibly see some activity happening around here, as in, like, you know, cargo trains, that kind of stuff coming in. So maybe we can just put in some pipes really quickly. Oh, probably should have followed along that previous corridor of pipes, but that's okay. That is totally okay. Let's remember that we need to make that little bend in each one of these little segments. Maybe not the most efficient, but I think we've been doing a pretty good job so far with pipes this city, especially compared to other cities I've been working on. Usually my pipes, as you guys know, are a little bit all over the place, for those of you who've been here for a while. Blows my mind sometimes how long some of us have been hanging out. Going on well over a year now, which is really cool. So thanks for sticking with it, guys. Appreciate the support for all those of you who are long-time subscribers. And for those of you who are new and just enjoying the series, thanks for sticking with it, guys. Always happy to add some new, you know, some new faces to the community. And we've got a community page happening. Like, feel free to jump in if you guys are active on Steam, looking for some people to play some games with. The link for that is on the main page. And yeah, I think we're going to eventually get some community sub-servers going when we get some more popularity up. Okay, alright, guys, this area is coming together rather nicely. So when I'm going to zone it, what I'm going to do is just kind of mix it up in between some, you know, offices. We're going to put in some factories. I'm probably going to put in maybe a custom park or two. And, like, you know, if you're looking for some landmarks or that kind of stuff, there's that statue that has that worker in bronze. That looks really cool over by your, you know, your port area, right? Kind of has that, like, communism kind of feel, right? The voice of the worker. Where's an appropriate spot for our friend over here? Maybe actually right over in this spot here. See, that's kind of cool, right? Like a little salute to our working class, right? Very cool. So I'll probably put a few of these little spots in, just kind of make them just feel kind of nice. And, you know, it's the kind of areas, you know, if you're constantly working down here, it might not be the, you know, easiest on the eyes. So it's nice to kind of go to a park, have your lunch, kind of just get away from everything, you know? These little refuges within the city, as it were. All right, well, let's do maybe a few more trains here, just because I'm a pretty big fan of that. Let's kind of fill up the rest of these yards. And then, you know, if we wanted to, we could very, very, very easily sneak some trains in through here, terraform, have this an elevated. I'm probably going to do that, honestly, off camera, just so I can show you guys, you know, some more stuff. But, yeah, so next episode, I'll show you guys everything I built, but we're going to be jumping into metro lines, finally. So we're going to go back to our transit episodes. I guess this is kind of transit related, though, to a certain extent. Okay. Oh, sorry, guys, losing my poor voice here, trying to do too many episodes at once now. I'm talking too much. Okay, so prop anarchy, let's put that back on. Let's go over to our parks. And let's put in a few more trains. We've been neglecting some of our locomotives. Oh, and you can also, guys, do these kind of things over in your commuter train areas, like download, you know, passenger train props and locomotives, and I mean, there's nothing stopping you. I mean, I have downloaded as well a little train, kind of like train garage, so you can have like little, you know, just the sky's the limit, right? And you can see I do have some like signal props, that kind of stuff. So if you want to go next level, start putting some things in for visual, like if you got the time in your hands, like there's, you know, definitely nothing stopping you except for your own imagination. And if ever you're stuck for ideas, like there's a million gazillion people also making YouTube videos, like some of them way better than me. And yeah, just if you're ever stuck on ideas, right? And on my featured bar on my main page, got a couple people making videos too, so check them out. Most of them, you know, making quality content for City Skylines, so always nice to check out new people. So shout outs to you know, Fresh Popcorn, Skyline Gamer. Hope you guys are doing well. And Simply Press Start, she makes other games, in case you guys want just variety. And then same with the Coaster, Planet Coaster guy. Was it Coaster World? I think he's a friend of mine too, big supporter of the channel, and he makes videos too for Planet Coaster, which is kind of fun. And I'm so embarrassed for forgetting his channel name right now, but it's just on the featured page, so if you guys want to just check those out, feel free. Okay, so like I was saying, lots and lots and lots of tankers into that. And I actually think after this little line of tankers, maybe we should do some of the surface painting, just so you guys can kind of see that in action. Just to kind of, you know, mix things up, right? Okay, so I'm just going to do only tankers, like I said I would. That's kind of fine like that. That works for me. And then, of course, if you wanted to, because there aren't any light assets, let me do this really quickly, right? See at night? See how we're kind of lacking in light over here? Totally don't be afraid to put in some, like, you know, big stadium-style spotlighting things just to get some, you know, some illumination in here. Like, what are we looking for over here? We want, not a bus stop, not an avenue light. Airport lighting, that's what we want. So we can drop these in at, like, say, regular intervals just for some light. If we wanted to, say, have these happen, you know, every so often. These are just like massive floodlights, right? And now you can see I'm not going too close, just kind of close enough to just flood, you know, essentially the area. And with the prop anarchy on, we're able to put them over top of, like, you know, these kind of areas. Neato presto. Okay, so for surface painter, we're gonna go absolutely bonkers over here in terms of the concrete. So we're gonna, like, max the size out essentially, and we're just gonna go literally nuts here. Cool. And then along the coastlines, I'm gonna put in some more rocks and stuff. So I'll clean up all those areas that look a little bit odd, but we're just kind of speeding through this right now. And just already, look at how much cooler this looks. And remember that internal road here, that's still going to exist, so we can still get some trucks kind of going through. So it'll look like they're kind of just, you know, cruising on through that little yard, which is just so fun and realistic, I think. Bring our sun back up so we can kind of see what we're up to. Because even here, if we wanted to, right, just like concrete the whole way in. Maybe keep this as trees right there if we want. Nothing stopping us from still having these trees planted. There we go, right? Just filling stuff in, making things look cleaner. So even over here, right, next to the plazas, power plants, that kind of stuff, like totally no problem. Just cleans everything up. And then if you have your pedestrian pathways and go over top of the pedestrians will still use it, which is really cool. And then same with those little roads that kind of disappear underneath the, you know, underneath the concrete. So here, for example, right, I'll kind of fill all this stuff in just on my own, just afterwards, but just to give you guys the idea, right, of like just, you know, possibilities and all that. So I think I'm gonna leave you guys right here, but hopefully this was helpful. I think we got yeah, we got a lot done. This is really cool. Happy with the way this kind of turned out. And once we get this kind of functional, and we'll see like a lot of trains going through here and everything, and we bring in the, you know, back part of the highway, and oh, look at that, our first little train, awesome. I think things will start really looking just cool and hip and happening, and I don't know, I'm excited, guys. So that's it. We'll put in some services too. We'll make sure everyone's happy, and we'll check back on this area when it's all filled in. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys found some inspiration here. And check the comment section. I'll definitely link as many of these little assets as I can. And then the train stuff, super easy to find. Just, you know, cruise through. I'll even link one of the train packs or whatever. So, all right, guys, happy building. Hope it helps. Look forward to reading the comments. If you have any questions or anything, definitely drop a line. And if you want to post screenshots, that kind of stuff, I love seeing that. So, you know, that's what the subreddit is for. That's what the Steam community page is for. So, definitely, guys, populate that with your pictures and everything, and your, you know, discussions and everything. So, have some fun. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and happy building.